Hey guys, this video is for the week of April 6th. I'm going to be walking you through the weekly agenda or the weekly slides because there's several slides with information on them. There's a lot of stuff linked into them. And one of the things that we'll be talking about, if you guys are looking at the screen, the second task is you are going to be getting your unit assessment assignment this week for the things they carried, because we are wrapping up that unit and we are moving into our last unit of the semester. So stay with me. I'm going to be clicking on links and showing you guys some things within the slides, explaining to you what exactly you need to be doing with it, so that way you all are getting to hear it as well as getting to read the instructions. So the first thing is going to be just the task list for the week. You guys can see here that you are finishing reading the things they carried. You're finishing the book and want to have that done before next Monday, which is April 13th. So remember that those individual reading notes that you take, those are for your benefit. You are not simply summarizing the chapter, you're actually engaging with some of those more analytical, those deeper aspects of the text. So just keep that in mind. You also have your reading questions, that assignment that I posted at the beginning of last week. That is going to be coming up due here at the end of the week. That's due by next Sunday, April 12th. So before 11:59 p.m., you're going to turn that completed into the assignment on Google Classroom. The second thing is the unit assessment assignment. I am finishing up the details of that assignment right now, and you guys are going to be getting that information posted to Google Classroom on Wednesday, April 8th, and that will likely be posted in the afternoon, so you probably won't find it if you are looking for it Wednesday morning. You are getting this assignment about 2 weeks ahead of time. That way you can plan accordingly. The idea is that all of next week, that is going to be the one big assignment that you're going to be working on for this class, is completing the different parts of the unit assessment so that we can finish this unit up and we can move on to our last unit for the semester. And then finally, if you haven't already, your Flipgrid assignment about your favorite chapter was due last night, which was Sunday the 5th. That needed to be completed and posted on your class periods Flipgrid. If you haven't already, I do also want you to respond to one of your classmates' videos that they posted about their favorite chapter. This is taking the place of classroom discussion. So what your reply to a classmate, what that needs to include is watch a classmate's video, listen to it, and then your response, your video response to theirs, should be doing what we would normally do in a discussion. You're not simply agreeing with them because it's not adding anything new to the understanding of their point that they contributed to the discussion. You want to make sure that your response to them is adding more insight into their content. It is maybe challenging something about their response and their explanation of their chapter. It could be offering an alternative perspective of the chapter that they looked at or the meaningful quote that they looked at. So your response needs to be adding something to their response, like what would be the expectation for classroom discussion. So just keep that in mind when you're looking through and thinking about who and how you are going to respond to. So 2 things on your first slide. You do also have a reflection form. So week 2 reflection link that you are going to click on, and it's going to open your reflection for this week. The instructions for this, you're thinking about last week. So that is week 2 of our quarantine, distant learning, virtual learning situation that we're currently in. So I want you to think about a couple of things with regard to week 2, which was last week. So you're going to respond to 4 questions. The first question, what is something new you added to your school day routine? Something new that I added to my school day routine is that I actually get to sit down and eat breakfast, which I hadn't really been able to do before. So that is a very welcomed addition to my school day routine. What was the best part of your week? For me, the best part was getting to go out and get started on my garden, because I have not gotten to plant this early ever. So that was definitely the best part of the week. What was your least favorite part of the week? The days when it rained and I was truly stuck inside. I couldn't really go outside and enjoy fresh air without being freezing and wet from the awful weather. And then what has surprised you the most about yourself with our current circumstances of virtual learning? For me, what has surprised me the most is that while I was very excited about this the first week, the second week it is becoming much easier to procrastinate things, which surprises me because I don't like to procrastinate things and I try really not hard not to. So those are the 4 questions that you guys are going to respond to on your reflection, and then make sure that you submit it once you are done. The other link on this slide is you do have access to the reading schedule for the book. You just click on the cover of the things they carried, and it's going to bring you to the reading schedule. And as promised, I did give you a weekly schedule and you have a daily schedule as well. If you're keeping up with the pacing, you should not have to read anything over the weekend. So make sure you are looking at where you're at in the reading schedule, and looking at where you need to be before April 13th, next Monday. All right, so on to the next slide. You still have the link to the reading schedule for the things they carried here. Same situation, just click on the book cover. This is for those of you that like to have daily assignments rather than the weekly assignments. I've given you a time management plan, if you will. I've given you a schedule for getting through your tasks for this week. So you've got your daily reading in response to the chapter reading questions each day, and looking at doing that Flipgrid response, and then looking over the unit assessment for the things they carried. You Saturday, catch up from your work. Sunday, guys, is Easter, and it's Sunday, so enjoy time with your family and not having to work on things, and just make sure that you get those reading questions for the things they carry, get that turned into Google Classroom, and also make sure you have your Google site set up. If you have not looked at that yet, that assignment was posted on March 24th. So the Google site, that is not taking the place of, but it's basically a new section of your learner portfolio for the class. And that is where a lot of the learner portfolio content is, of course, going to go for fourth quarter right now while we are not actually in school, in the school building together. So if you have not looked at that already and gotten your Google site set up, you are getting a grade for that, for having that set up and having the things that you are supposed to have. You are not going to get the best grade for that if you have not completed all parts of that first assignment. Again, posted on March 24th. So please make sure you go back and you've got that ready, because you are going to be using your Google site to complete your unit assessment. So you have to have that set up. Okay, and then our last slide has the information for Zoom office hours this week for me. Starting this week, it is very, very, very important that you attend at least one of the Zoom times. So I offer 2 Zoom time office hours each week. You need to attend at least one, so that I know that you are getting into class. I know that you know what's going on with class. If you have questions, you're able to ask them during that time. And remember, your question that you may have classmates that have the same question. So it's not just to your benefit, but to your classmates' benefit as well. A new addition to joining Zoom. So Monday morning and then Wednesday afternoon, same times as last week. We will start at 10 o'clock on Monday morning. Please jump on at 10 o'clock if you're attending that Zoom session. Wednesday will start at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Again, please jump on at 2 o'clock if you would rather wait until the Wednesday afternoon time. You are going to need to enter a password. So make sure that you can just copy and paste the password and put that in once you click the link to join the Zoom session. So those are the things that we are looking at this week. Again, this is your just weekly Monday instructional video with information from me about class this week. I will be doing another video about the Things They Carried unit assessment as well, and that will be posted. The same time Wednesday, probably afternoon, evening, when I post your actual assessment instruction sheet on Google Classroom as well. So I will do another video actually talking you through what the unit assessment is and what you're doing for each part of the assessment. That way you're hearing the instructions verbally from me and you can ask any questions that you might have. Please remember that Zoom times are not the only time that you can ask me questions or get in contact with me. Send me a message on Remind, send me an email, and I will respond to those as soon as I can. I hope you guys have a great week. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see some of you either on Monday morning or Wednesday afternoon.